Welcome, everyone, to the latest episode of The Testing Room, where three of the gaming industry's best video game consultants who have never actually consulted on a video game bring you new topics each and every week. As always, I'm Alex, aka The Gozfather.
I'm Christian, aka Sudobudo45.
And I'm Preston, aka Funkadelic Jedi.
Yay. We have a new episode for you this week. Later this week, we are finally on that video game book club train. So we're back there after a few weeks off. But let's kick things off this week like we always do by checking in with Preston's comment corner and see what's happening over there.
Yeah. Comment corner. We have 0 comments. To be fair, we did have one Spotify comment that I keep on forgetting to bring up. So let's bring that one up real quick. And then I got something I want you guys to comment on. So for the 3 to 4 years that we've been doing this podcast, no one has really commented on the Spotify portion of it. But, about 20 days ago, on the finale of the Metal Gear Solid 4 video game book club, we had, I don't know who they are. It's JHNO84 says, I love this game. I've completed it 52 times, believe it or not. And yeah, it's got to be one of your favorite games.
Shout out to you, man.
Got to be your favorite game. I don't know if I've even played my favorite game 52 times. So, good on you.
What is your favorite game, Preston?
I don't know. I'm trying to think games that I would have played the most.
Yeah.
My guess is going to be Star Fox.
Star Fox 64 because it's so quick to beat. Because you can beat that in an hour or two. I don't know if I played that.
You used to have a thing. You haven't done it in a few years, but you used to have the where you always tried to go through Super Mario World at least once a year.
I do, yeah. I'm not 52 years old, so it would still be under his score.
That would be assuming that you started when you were...
question of your favorite game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that also means you started when you were 1, which I also don't believe, so you probably have to go further than 52 in order to do that one.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but you give a couple in 1 year. Maybe the first year I played it a bunch, but... Yeah, no, I can't... If you guys think of any game that you beat around 52 times...
I can tell you I am in the solid double digits. For Final Fantasy X,
sure.
I've probably played 12 to 15 times. BioShock, though, because it's shorter, I think I've played more. I'm probably around the 20-ish. But, I can't think of anything... Not even Ocarina of Time, because when I was a kid I moved on to other games. I can't think of any game that I've played more than BioShock. So...
Definitely not 52 times.
Definitely not 52 times. It's an insane amount of stuff. So, yeah.
Probably
beating Shadow.
Probably Final Fantasy IX would be the closest. I don't think I've gotten 52 times, but I think it'd be the closest game that I've beaten the most outside of...
the game's too long to beat that much, too, right? You'd have to find a way to break it. speed running to do 50,
point, yeah.
Right.
52 times.
I'm just thinking, because I know, in 1 year, I beat it at least 4 times because of the Platinum Trophy.
Oh, sure.
That I had to do. But, yeah, I don't know. That would be the one that I've played the most. It's either that or the first Jack and Daxter. I've played that a fuck ton, too,
yeah.
But... Yeah, none 52 times.
Fair enough.
One of these days, we will sit down and we will play, we will try our speedrunning game. I know Christian's talked about some of what he'd like to try. I've always said, after watching a couple of years ago, Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, I could speedrun that. No, I don't ever think I could compete in speedrunning, but there are plenty of glitches where I could go, I can do that one. So maybe one day we'll get up that high. That's a lot.
Yeah, I looked up. So this year when I wanted to try it, I was like, oh, maybe I'll try the Jack and Daxter one, just to see. And then I saw some of the tech that you have to practice and a lot of other stuff, and it to do that one, and I was like, oof, yeah, I don't know. And then I was like, because it really was a juggling thing between me. I'm like, do I want to spend time doing fighting games, or do I want to spend time trying to learn this? Because it really was an either or situation. And so then I was like, yeah, I'll just keep doing fighting games. Yeah. So I kept doing that. Yeah. I have seen some runs of Final Fantasy IX with a new cutscene skip mod and some other stuff that I was Yeah, that I was like, ooh, that takes that down to like 2 hours. I was like, maybe I
That
could
could be
do
a
something,
thing.
but we'll
Yeah.
see.
See, that's what I like about Ocarina of Time stuff on 64 or even on GameCube. It's like I don't need to download any mods. It's more of just like, can you perfect the backflip along this corner and get over? Like, it might take me a few times to do it, but like, it's just, hey, if you push the game to where it thinks it needs to get over this ledge, then you get off the map and you can run around. Like, that's the stuff I
Yeah,
can do.
but
When it comes to like modding and other stuff, like, I don't know. I don't know.
some of that stuff though, like some of the stuff even in the Ocarina of Time one is like has to be like frame perfect and has like pause buffering and things like that. And I think this is not a dig at you. I think that you are vastly overestimating or underestimating how easy that stuff is.
No, I mean, we've talked about it back in the day. I always thought, like, again, I would never get it in the times that people run it, but I think there are skips that I could do that would take a
Right.
normal playthrough down significantly, right? Like,
Sure.
yeah, I don't think I could do all of it because, like,
But then you
like,
would
I
skip
don't have the
certain
time.
skips is what you're saying.
Yeah, because I don't think
Yeah.
like I don't have the time to really like, because it is more than just like I could watch a video and do this. Like, no, you have to participate in the community. You have to like
Well, to be
get
fair,
tips and like learn
if-
how to do stuff. I don't have time for all of that, but I could watch some easy skips and do it.
if the industry keeps going the way that it keeps going, you might have plenty of time to do that.
That's fair.
Because there won't be any new games come out. Really.
That's it. We're nothing we want to pay for. So we'll
Yeah.
just backlogs and old games for days.
Let's see. If I was going
And
to do
then you
speed run,
start learning how to pause buffer on Ocarina of Time.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, that's.
Well, what were you gonna say, Preston? What if you were doing speedrunning? What?
Yeah, if I was going to speed run, I don't know. I've been thinking about that too, to where it's like, what would I play? It's like, okay, well, there's like Shadows of the Empire I can beat pretty quickly, and then you can find some skips and stuff like that for there. But I'm like, well, maybe I want to do something that like not as many people speed run, like something that's a little like I see less of, just so that way there's not as many like things I have to learn. Maybe it's not like as like complex. Like, as you do Ocarina of Time, there's so many different ways to skip, and there's like the perfect way to do so. Like, they've min-maxed how to like speed run that to a point. Maybe like something like Earthworm Jim, something like that. People don't play a whole bunch of, but you can kind of just play it over and over and over again, kind of get the idea of what you need to do, and then maybe find a couple weird ways to skip. I don't think that would be. I don't want to say it's not too hard, because that takes a lot of talent and a lot of time, but it seems like something that could be learnable. Like Ocarina of Time, there's so fucking much in that goddamn game.
Well, I think with a lot of those speed runs, like I've always thought it would be fun to know certain skips to do or to play or to like just
Yeah.
extra time. I've never been naive enough to think like I could learn a speed run, because I think there's a difference in like learning some skips for fun to like shorten your time of play versus like speed running. I don't think I would ever be able to like
You.
dedicate
That's why I
to
think that you
speed
could
running
do-
something.
But that's why I told you is I think you could do the Final Fantasy X one, because they have their cutscene skip mod now. Because the JRPG speedruns are actually not that bad, because there is a lot of tech, but it's all things that are set, right? Like, it's like,
Known.
hey,
You got to get the
you'll
right
get these-
seed at the beginning,
Yeah,
and
but then like you
you know
get
what
these
you're doing,
items, these items will do this, and then you're gonna use Riku to mix these things, and then everything gets blown away in 5 seconds because Riku's mixability is absolutely fucking insane.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, oh, okay, cool. And then from there on, it's just like, okay, I just need to have this encounter go this way, and if it doesn't, whatever, it's fine. I might lose 15 seconds, whatever. But you will still be able to post a time, right? Like there's no skips that you have to practice. It's just like it gets down to a muscle memory of which items to choose when and what to do.
Sure.
And that's the same thing for the Final Fantasy IX one. That's why I was like, ooh, I think I might be able to do something like that, because it's not as intensive as me sitting here like in Jack and Dexter in the lava level, like repeating this same frame perfect thing over and over again to get this skip. Because there was like a couple of things was like, hey, if you want to post a time, like, here are the skips that are basically mandatory, and I'm like, brother, some of these are like, someone spends like a week at a time doing, and that's the only game they're playing and testing it out, right? And it's like, that's cool. Like, I think that anybody can learn this stuff when you are spending time doing that. It's just you have to then like be okay with the idea of like, oh, I'm not going to be playing anything but this. And like if a new game comes out, or like we're like, yo, let's hop on Monster Hunter and check out the new update, it's like, no.
That's what I love about those old like Souls runs. Whenever you watch them on GDQ, it's like people always get off the map somehow because they're broken. But then they're doing things like, oh, so here I'm just gonna walk this specific path because I'm walking on an invisible wall. But if I step off it anywhere, I'm gonna fall off and like die. It's just like, how many times did you have to practice to like learn that path via muscle memory?
So there was a run they did for Donkey Kong recently that I saw that was somebody who was like, they're doing this like the like one of the rock skips or whatever to like get across like some of these levels or whatever. And the person who was running it was like, yo, shout out to this person, because it basically took them like a full week of testing to figure out where exactly the death planes are for this skip, and they found out the exact path that you could do that would keep you alive, because otherwise if you touch a little too far this way, a little too far this way, or too high or too low or whatever, it'll just kill you instantly. So you have to find this little like sweet spot. And because that game is only on the Switch, you cannot like dump it, rip it open, and then figure out. It is just all trial and error. And it was somebody who just spent a week just being like, I know it's got to be here. Like, maybe I can figure it out. And that's the kind of dedication that I'm just like, man. But also, I will say, I do think that there is something that's very cool about, like, similar to how Preston and I are with some certain FGC things. There is a cool feeling of like a community thing when like people are figuring out tactic, and you're like looking at videos and people are like, yo, I think I found something, and it's like all this stuff together. Or like even some of the local stuff that Preston and I have been to recently that was really fun. So there's a very cool thing about being attached to something like that. It's just, you got to really be into it. I mean, Alex, it's actually that community feeling isn't really different than when you and I went and did the Ozma raid in 14. Like that took some serious, like, okay, we're locking in. Like, we have to be on this Discord. We have to be ready, do this, look up all this stuff ahead of time, lock in, get all this stuff ready. It was a crazy thing, but we also, I don't think you and I played any other games during that whole process.
No, it was a plan. Like, we were up late, like, on weekends when my wife was like traveling out of town for some reason. I forget why she was out of town. It was like, this is the weekend it's happening. Like, it was brutal. It's fun, though.
But that's what I mean, though, is I think it just has to be some of those moments that you get. And like I said, who knows, maybe with the way the industry's going, we may have way more moments than that we think. Which animal was that, by the way? For the audio listeners, while I was talking, some animal came and smashed Alex's setup, and then he slowly turned and looked at all of them.
I think Allie just got home, so everybody just like took off barking. I'm sure Preston's gonna get to edit that out.
That's fine.
Because it was all right. They were on my lap too, so it all happened right here by the microphone. Stupid.
That's fine.
Anyway.
All right. Well, I wanted to get a comment from you guys because the Game Awards put up their 2025 nominees. There are a lot of categories here. We don't need to go through all of them. I do want to go over, obviously, Game of the Year, but if you guys have any categories you want to bring up, I wanted to mention that for the first time I can actually vote properly on an esports athlete because they got some Street Fighter 6 players in there.
They did. I saw Cockaroo was in there, I think.
And Menard.
Yeah.
No, Mena. Sorry, Mena. Menardi.
Menardi, yep.
But yeah, I mean, this was the same thing with the esports teams. It's like, I don't know any of you guys. I don't watch any of these games.
I don't know any of those.
And all of a sudden, they got some Street Fighter people. I'm like, fuck yeah, it's about time. So that was nice seeing that.
The esports thing was never, like, I don't follow any athletes or teams, so I couldn't vote in that. But I had less of a problem with that than, like, streamer of the year or whatever BS, like personality, the personality thing of the year. And I was like, okay, I could not care less.
Content creator of the year. That's what it is.
Could not care less about an award than that one.
Nice
I always just say,
when in doubt, actually all fighting games.
Yeah, for best content creator of the year, I say when in doubt, always vote for the VTuber. So yeah, that's who you guys should vote for, whoever that is.
Sakura Miko. Yeah.
Yep. Sure. Yep. But let me look. I remember looking at the Game of the Year one.
Because I'm looking at the content creator of the year. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Alex, Moist Critical was a voice in Dispatch,
He is.
Yeah.
He's Sonar
Yeah.
and Dispatch.
so he might get my vote. The only other person I know there is Kaisenat, but I don't watch Kaisenat. He'll probably.
I cannot stand that kid. He
It's
pops
alright.
up in things around my social media because he's from Atlanta. So like, Instagram is like, hey, this falls in your area. Like maybe it's relevant to you. Like you like video games and you live in this area. Would you like to watch this? And no, I can't. I can't.
To be fair, I don't know that he really does that many video games. I think he plays some occasionally,
Yeah,
but
it's
he's mostly like
just
a
reaction stream.
yeah, he's just like a content creator thing.
Yeah.
Like he
Which
just
is-
does it.
Which is
Talks
worse.
chat and
Which
those
is
things.
worse in my opinion. The people that just do reactions, like no.
I don't know if it's yeah. I honestly I can't comment. I have no idea about him or what he does, but yeah, I for the game of the year one.
Yeah, so game of the
Honestly,
year
the only
nominees,
game that I thought was
we have Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Hollow Knight Silk Song, Hades 2, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Death Stranding 2, and Clair Obscur Expedition 33.
yeah. So one Expedition 33 is going to clean that up. I think.
Expedition 33
it'll be
has
between-
the most nominees in history of the Game Awards this year.
It does. I think that it'll be between this and Silk Song. That being said, I think that Death Stranding 2, I don't understand why that game is on here. I mean, I know why. It's because Keighley is best friends with
buddies,
Kojima, but a game that from what I understand, has always seen this, even from people who loved the first one, were like, yeah, this one was fine. So it's crazy that
More
it
insane.
should be longer. That being said, I'll preview my week a little bit. Silent Hill F should be in that discussion. I'm
think
glad to
it's in
see that
those,
it's in best narrative though.
Yeah, they got some nominations there.
Yeah,
There's a couple
They
of I know
deserve it. That game is
Ball Pit
incredible.
got what? Independent game? Or indie dev?
I think that's where it's our best debut indie maybe. No, best independent game.
Yeah.
That being said, I do want to say I want to push back a little bit. In best debut indie and best independent game, Expedition 33 should not be in those categories.
Yeah. Oh shit! They actually did take Mega Bonk off the debut indie game. So I know
Yep.
that he requested it, but I didn't see it taken off until just now. Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, which makes
what
sense.
happened with that?
His reasoning was made sense.
Yeah, he's made a lot of games under different like names. So like he's like, hey,
Yeah.
I've made other games on other names. Not really a debut indie guy. So I appreciate the nomination and the attention, but like honestly, he's like I don't feel like it fits.
Yeah,
But Dispatch is in there.
it is. Yeah, I think the Expedition 33 nods in those is so ridiculous because, like, while it is technically an independent game made by a studio, if you get millions of dollars injected into you by a publisher, I
Kepler.
don't think that you're an independent game anymore.
I think I told both of you. If not, I know I told Christian. Maybe Travis was on when I said this. I think there was more of a story for Keighley to do the whole like most nominated game in history than
so.
actually because like the Oscars
Yeah.
and everything do the same thing, right? Like Titanic nominated for 34 awards, most in history. Like I think that's a bigger headline. So it was where can we squeeze this in to get that headline versus like does it
Yeah.
actually
I mean,
deserve
it is.
to be
These nominations
in
are by a
somebody?
panel. These nominations are not Keighley going, I want this in there. To be fair, maybe he had to pull some strings because no one knows what the actual votes are. But so maybe he's like, actually, I'm going to put this game in here and just say that everyone vote for it. I'm not going to assume that he does that, but it's possible. I'm not going to be like super duper surprised if I find out about it. But like, it's supposed to be done by a judge panel. Yeah,
I have a question for you,
for the
Preston.
judging or for the nominations?
both.
Both.
For the judging, for sure. For the nominations, I could see there being more to it than just a panel
Marketing
vote
to a
for
certain point,
nominations.
maybe. But yeah,
I think it's the same. I think it's the same panel that does the voting,
it
but I
is.
don't
It
100%
is.
know.
from what I've heard.
Preston, question for you: where are we leaning? How are you feeling about the fighting game?
Okay,
one?
so 2XKO is not out, so I don't think it should be nominated.
I agree.
Let's go through the list. Capcom Fighting Collection and Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. I don't think collections should be on the best fighting game, but I kind of get it.
I would agree.
So you have Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, or you have Virtual Fighter 5 Revo World Stage. I think Fatal Fury is doing a lot, but I'm not a big fan of their owner. Then you got Virtual Fighter 5, and I've never been a Virtual Fighter guy. So I think Virtual Fighter 5 should win, I guess, but...
That's what I was thinking.
The best game here is the Capcom Fighting Collection, but it's not fair because it has like 12 fucking fighting games in there, and some of them are the best of all time.
Yeah. I do, like, I understand. So the problem is like some of that stuff in that collection too, like they redid, added rollback, and added online, all that stuff, right? Which I totally am a fan of.
Remastering.
But I agree with you. It's not very fair to be like, this collection of 15 games, we're going to wrap up and say, here you go.
Renowned.
Because, like, there are some great games in that collection, but there's also some stinkers, and that's the whole point of having the collection, right? Whereas, like, I think by default, I agree with you. I'm like, now I feel differently about Virtual Fighter 5. I've always thought Virtual Fighter in general is very cool.
I've never played it.
So, because I've always played it through other, like, I had one that was on the Dreamcast, but then otherwise, one of them that was on the Dreamcast, I can't remember which one it was. But then otherwise, I've always played them through the Yakuza games.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Because they always put them in there.
Fair enough, yeah.
And I'm always like, yeah, this is really cool, it's fun. I do want to put some time into VF5. That being said, I think it's very cool that it's coming back. I'm very glad that they went and added good netcode, brought it back, did the whole thing. So for me, I'm down with it. I would be like, yes, it should win. That being said, I think that 2XKO is going to be the thing that takes it.
They'll win, but I don't think that's fair because they're in early access.
No,
still.
it's not out.
That's not fair. Yeah.
Yep, it is not out. Yep,
Yeah,
I
it's
agree.
like nominating Hades 2 for anything last year. It's like it's not out. They didn't release it. So.
Also in the I'll do this one. So the most anticipated game. So there's 007 First Light, Grand Theft Auto 6, Marvel's Wolverine, Resident Evil Requiem or Resident Evil 9, and then The Witcher 4. I think we all know very clearly it's going to be Grand Theft Auto 6 that wins this in a landslide.
Good. I think Witcher 4 has a good possibility because they put out the trailer. I don't think it's even coming out next year, but I think people might vote for it. But me personally, I'm going for Wolverine.
2 or 3.
But yeah, probably got the thought. But yeah,
my personal one
we've had
would be Resident Evil 9.
Oh,
but
sure, yeah. We've had winners that did not come out the next year. Like that's not a factor on this. It's most anticipated game.
It's
not
just
coming
most
out next year, but
anticipated.
most anticipated game out of these in general.
Yeah, but it's gonna be GTA 6. That's gonna be the one that wins.
So I think the biggest snub, the category right above it, if you're looking at the same website I am, which is just the Game Awards,
The website.
Best adaptation. Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Minecraft movie, a Devil May Cry Netflix show that is absolute trash and starts with a Limp Bizkit song.
Some people like it.
The Last of Us.
Just saying.
Who, Preston? Who are those some people?
I don't know. I don't hang out with them. John,
Exactly.
I'll just say the person who did our
Exactly.
I have to say this because I'm sure he will see this episode and he's probably screaming at his TV right now. Damien is he is a ride or die for Limp Bizkit.
Oh yeah, we know.
So Devil May Cry, terrible TV show. Last of Us season 2 was fine. Splinter Cell Death Watch, I guarantee most people have never even watched that. I didn't even
hear about it. Yeah.
I didn't even know it was a thing.
And the Until Dawn movie, I didn't even know released this year. I knew they were making one.
Yeah,
but
I remember that.
If
it
that
didn't need to happen. Yeah.
If that tells you anything, what was snubbed was fucking Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes. Now a lot of
Sonic
people
3
keep on coming out and be like,
should have.
they're like, it came out last year. I'm like, yeah, it came out December last year, which Indiana Jones is also
put
nominated.
It in this year.
Indiana Jones is nominated for some of these awards, and they came out December last year. So you got 100%. Sonic should be on here, and it should have won because I think
it's the whole reason
ridiculous
games,
because
people are complaining about
Keeley,
games from this year not making because they didn't make the review.
Yes, thing. Keeley has always done this cutoff in mid-October or something like that, where he's like anything that is out after mid-October or early November, whatever it is. He's like, it can't be included because there's just not enough time, right? It's like, okay, but then that means that you de facto have to include them in next year.
Yeah.
Or you're basically just saying, hey, if you release in the mid-October to late December timeframe, you will never be included in anything that I do, and I'm sorry about it. That's just it is what it is.
Arc
which I
Raiders
think
got
is
a
the most-
nomination, and they came out just recently. But yeah, I totally get it.
And there's I'm not even saying like it would win because the Minecraft movie, I never saw it. I don't like Minecraft,
It's
but like sure, maybe it's popular.
Surprisingly
And then like
decent, good. I think it's good.
you have The Last of Us, right? So like I'm not even gonna say it's going to win, but I can give you 3 different things on that list
That should be taken off?
could
Yeah.
have been
Yeah,
kicked out for that,
I
right?
agree.
Just
I totally agree.
ridiculous.
Totally agree. Yeah, there's a couple categories in here that I do feel that way, but hey, if y'all want to, let's see here. When is VGA?
Can I also say
date?
I actually don't. I'm fine with the Game of the Year nominations, except for, and maybe it's a hot takes, I didn't actually play too much of this game just from what I've seen, Kingdom Come Deliverance, and I know that game is good.
People really
Is
like
it better? Sure, but is it better than other great games that have also come out this year? Like, could that have been replaced by something else? Is a thing that I wonder.
No.
I don't. Yeah,
Nope.
I don't know that Kingdom Come deserves
No.
to be on that list.
No, I'm saying is I'm disagreeing. I'm saying it totally
Oh, it
deserves a
does?
nomination.
Okay.
People
The-
talked about it. Yeah, it sounds like it's a great, incredible game.
It is not.
people
It
like
is
that
not my kind of RPG.
It's,
like
it's just a
goes-
big sandbox RPG.
No. It has a massive, like, huge story that leads on from the first one, and has all of these different systems that all build into each other. My problem with it is that it goes for like a hyper realism thing, and like makes it so that you have to focus on. There's so many aspects to the game that you have to focus on it within the RPG, just like to survive certain things. Like it's so like you have to make sure that you're like handling all of these. I don't know if this is the exact thing, but it goes to this level of like, if you punch somebody, break your hand, and then it gets infected, like you have to deal with all of that crazy shit, right? Like,
Yeah, it's very immersive.
so I think
It's something I wanted to
it's-
play, and it's interesting. I just didn't know, like, out of all the things I played some great games this year. Is that better than all of them? Maybe it is, but it's one that I want to get around to.
Like I
just-
remember
Yeah.
the first one, if I remember correctly, like there is the save system is based on your character learning how to read, and
Right. I remember
like
we were talking
all
about
of this crazy shit, right? So it's like limited in that way, like trying to figure, and then you still have like limited saves that you can do throughout that stuff. Like the game is incredible from what they've built and how they've done it. I just know that there are those like crazy ass survival systems that would make me want to rip my hair out, and so I'm like, I'm good, I'm not going to do it. But no, that studio, everything they've done and the way that they've done it and all that, I understand them getting a nod for sure.
All right.
Yeah, makes sense.
Death
but
Stranding 2 can get off there though.
Which one?
Death Stranding 2.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard one podcast talk about it, and they like it, but they don't seem like they're like up in arms, like this is amazing. They're like, yeah,
Right.
no, I like Death Stranding 1, so I'm playing this more, and I'm really getting into building the roads and connecting, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, the story's pretty sure wild. Not saying it's great, but it's wild.
I feel like I know media changes so quickly, but a lot of times you kind of look to media to see the legs that a game has when it comes to awards, right? And Death Stranding 2 seemed to peak 2 weeks after launch. Like
Yeah.
when everybody
People
bought it,
didn't
it's
talk
like,
about it
hey,
much,
it's
yeah.
good, it's cool, and then it just face planted, and that to me shows that like it's fine, and maybe there's some good stuff there, but I don't know that it had the legs that the first one seemed to have compared to some of the other things out there. So
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Teddy's using me like a jungle gym. But yeah, that's it for the comment corner. If you want, I will say that I will at least be on the stream December 11th. I think that's around 4:30 Central Standard Time when they start it. But yeah, I'll be doing a watch along. These boys, if they're available, they can come and join me. Same goes for Travis, Jake, anyone who's in our Discord can hang
we've
out.
done the last few years, but
We
bro, I
Yeah,
also remember
I'm down.
like it comes like midnight, and we're just like, some of us might be tapping
Some
out.
of you
by
have to
then.
tap out. Yeah,
It's so long.
It does. It just
And,
goes
like
like
even
a
this
rabbit.
I know,
list,
it is a long one.
it's too long. Like half of these awards.
If they start it that early, If they started
Have-
at 4, if they started that early,
Yeah.
I think we should be fine.
But I think they
That's a
started
pre-
that.
you know,
Well,
it's
to be fair,
pre-show.
their starting might be the pre-show,
Yes.
and that could
Yeah.
be like an hour or two. Yeah,
Half of these things need to be handled the way that every other real award show handles shit, which is the things that people don't care about. You do off camera the day before or
but they do
earlier in the day.
They still do some
And
awards.
they do that
off
already
camera.
still.
Yeah, and they do the little banner at the bottom, like this one, this small award that we're not.
Do
gonna
they?
give set time.
Do they?
Yes,
have
do.
they done that years past?
They
And
did it
they
last
still
year. I
go
know
till
for a
like
fact.
midnight.
Yep.
Yes.
Jesus.
Usually,
I
it's the ones to where it's like, hey, here's the esports team, here's the esports.
You're
player
right.
of the year.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right, and it still goes
Those
that
ones
long.
are
God,
usually-
show's too.
yeah.
It's too fucking long. Too fucking long.
It is. It's way too long. But I want to sit there and watch all the trailers. Because to be fair, the nominations are fun to watch, or the winners are fun to watch, but I really don't give a fuck about the awards. We go there for the trailers. If it was just the awards, I would just wait for the announcement.
no
of
one
what
would watch
win-
that show.
Yeah, no one.
Yeah.
I would just wait for to find out who wins. Because like the joystick awards
So-
were today, and I'm like, I'll watch that probably when I'm eating tonight. But that's about it.
What kind of drunken antics are we gonna get from the Split Fiction guy since the CEO since his game's
He's
know.
probably
We'll see.
pissed. He's
That's
probably
what I
going to
mean,
be
he's- 'cause he's
hammered.
not
He's probably
nominated.
pissed that he's nominated
Yeah.
in a couple different categories,
Yeah.
but not Game of the Year.
but
I
not
think it's
for game of the year,
multiplayer
right?
And something else, yeah.
It's game direction,
Which is
I
crazy
see
'cause
it
honestly,
it's just
the-
up, but
The buzz,
Yeah.
the buzz that I saw around Split Fiction, it feels like that game should have been up instead of Death Stranding 2. But
Yeah, 100% for sure.
yeah. So I wonder. I love it, that game. My top 10 this year is great, but I do wonder what kind of stupid shit he's gonna do.
Yeah.
For
I'm trying
not
to think.
being nominated.
What I'm thinking about doing is, if me and Christian get some time, what I want to do is see if we can get it on Steam, because they let you do the whole like you buy it and you can play with a friend, and they don't have to buy a copy, right?
yeah.
So yeah, I'm thinking about doing that just because I know that you want to talk about it a lot, Alex. And the more I looked
good.
at that game, the more I thought it looked incredible. It looked a lot of fucking fun. So yeah, we might do that before the end of the year so we can get that in the bank too. There's a handful of
Yeah.
games we need to dabble on before, because that shit's creeping up. We got less than 2 months before we do Game of the Year, boys.
I mean, I don't.
I
What
know.
else? Is there something we need to play? I think I've played everything that you guys have wanted everybody to play.
I mean,
have
I
to
told
watch-
you guys that I wanted you
I
to
have to-
check out Silent Hill F and at
Yeah.
least be familiar with the narrative and
Yeah.
stuff.
I need to
you
watch
got
that,
some-
but otherwise,
you got something to dabble with. I mean, I want you to dabble with Ball Pit. You gotta fuck around with that a little bit.
we'll talk about
He
it.
will have an update for you this week.
No, Christian needs to play Dispatch.
I'm at episode 4.
He's halfway through it.
Okay, all right. Well, let's get into the weeks then, shall we? We're just gonna do it.
Yeah. I can go. I'll go here. So the first thing that I'll talk about there is I finished Silent Hill F, so I did all 4 endings. There's the UFO ending that's completely non-canon thing, but it's off to the side. But I did all 4, like to get the full ending, and I will say that even though I did like my time with Silent Hill 2 remake, and I definitely tossed all of that and the impressions that we did for the Spooky Games thing, I am so happy that I waited to play Silent Hill F after that game, because if I had chose Silent Hill F for my Spooky Game and then went back to Silent Hill 2 remake to check it out, I would have. I don't even know if I would have finished it. Yeah. Silent Hill F completely blew me away.
Nice.
From a narrative perspective, from the design, everything, all of the areas and everything and all the enemies and stuff were just as spooky and weird and grotesque as anything from Silent Hill 2 remake. But the narrative, in my opinion, was just like if I'll get into my critiques here in a little bit, but if I was just judging just this game on its narrative by itself across everything else that I played this year, it would be competing with, like, I would have a hard time figuring out whether or not my number 1 would be Expedition 33 or Silent Hill F. That's how good this narrative is.
Yeah.
It is so well done. It is incredible. And the way they piece it out and give you little hints and then change things as you're still going through it, honestly, it reminds me of how well Alan Wake 2 was done.
Sure.
Like, it leaves you, it has you guessing and having questions literally all the way up until the end, and then as soon as the first credits happen, it sort of tips its hand a little bit, and you're like, oh fuck, and then from there on you're like, yep, and you just get right back into it and keep going, and then things start to change. Like, and somebody that I was talking to brought this up, and it's a great point, but the masterful thing about it too is that when you go through your second time and you're playing through, it also has you questioning, well, was this here before and did I miss it? Or is this actually new? And it plays into the whole sort of meta narrative that's happening with this game. But the only knock that I'll give it is the combat is not the best, but you only start to feel it at the end when there are groups of enemies that are coming at you and you are forced to fight them. Like, you can't just run away or dodge or do whatever. You have to fight them. And so that's when it starts to really fall apart and become like this tedious thing of like, oh my god, okay. Like, and you have to do it a certain way to get these enemies to go down. Otherwise, though, when you're playing one-on-one, like if you're doing a fight that's one-on-one, you never run into these issues. And you're like, yeah, this is great. Like, this is fine. Like, there's the parry mechanic, there's the dodge, there's all this stuff. And so you can really get into a groove with a lot of it. It's really only when you are faced with a group of enemies that you can't just run away from them. Because in the other parts, like if you have 3 or 4 enemies chasing you, you're just like, yeah, fuck this, I'm just gonna leave. Like, I'm not dealing with this, right? And the game encourages you to do that. But it's these forced combat sections towards the end that you're like, oh, this is not fun. Like, I'm getting wombo comboed and there's nothing that I can do about it, and I have to like try to catch these little enemies to get them to go away, and then some enemies up until later, like they will respawn after you kill it, and that makes this whole thing, it's a lot. But that's literally I would say like my only critique against the game. Otherwise, like everything was just perfect. I loved it. It immediately shot up on my list as soon as I finished it and I saw everything they had to do. So yeah, that was great. And then so I'm still playing Final Fantasy Tactics, the Evilise Chronicles, so the remake of that one. It's incredible. I think you guys got to see a little bit of that today. Mm-hmm. But man, them bringing in that voice acting and doing all this stuff and Ben Starr also in this game. He's in everything. You know, he just can't stop working. But he is in this as one of the brothers to Ramza, the main character. And yeah, all the performances they get are so good. I've been loving that game again. And then, so the last thing that I dabbled in... No, actually, there's one more I'll talk about. But I tried Absalom. Okay. So this... Preston, if you get a second, you should try out the demo and see how you feel about it. If you like it, you should get it and we can go through it together. But it's like a beat-em-up roguelike thing that they've got going on. But it is fun as hell. Okay. It is super, super good. So check it out and see if you like it. Or, I guess you don't have to download the demo. You can just try it in our family share and then see if you like it. I didn't even think about that. But either way, if you like it, we should do it. We should go through it together before the end of the year because it'd be fun. But I really liked from what I played of that. That was cool. And then, the last thing that I've been that I've been playing, that I've been going through is I think there's 8 episodes, for Dispatch? Yes. Okay, so I'm halfway through. So I am at through 4. So... it's great. There's no, I obviously everything about this game is just story. It's one of those Telltale ones. So, I can't talk about anything until later, but, it's been really fun so far. Obviously the Telltale-ness is showing throughout the whole thing. Like at the end of each chapter, it's like, here's how you stack up, like this is the choices you made versus what other people made, and this is what you've done, blah, 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 right? So there's all that. I will say that it is great to see somebody like doing this game again, or doing this style of game again, but on the quality levels that I believed were the first season of The Walking Dead that they did, and then also the Wolf Among Us ones they did. This is a hot take because I know that people loved these games and loved so many of them. I have never thought that outside of the first season of The Walking Dead and the Wolf Among Us ones that they did, I have thought that every single Telltale game that they did after those were worse than the one that came before it. Like, it's just, I think they stepped down in quality every single time. And so for me, I was always like, nah, like I'm out after those ones. Like, I was like, these ones were good, and I don't want to keep doing the same thing over and over again, but in a worse way. So I remember when I tried the demo back at the Steam Next Fest for this one, and I was like, oh man, this is actually seems like it's pretty good. And I remember I told you guys to check it out. The everything for this has been great so far. All the writing has been funny. It's been clever. There has been all sorts of fun stuff too. And I think honestly the thing in the middle there, the dispatch part, like the actual gameplay part that you go do, is good. It's satisfying. It's fun. It works the way that you would want it to do it.
You get the dialogue in between, like what you're doing and stuff. So kind of talking to each other, which kind of helps the whole thing. You're not just sending them off to like text box that say you need to do this. They're having dialogue and stories happening while you're doing that, which is nice.
Yeah, and I think I prefer it to even like the stuff that was happening in like The Walking Dead, right? Where, like when you're doing that one where there's like little exploratory parts where you're walking around and doing those things or whatever. I think I actually
what's bad about that, you had to like X-ray things and come over here and look at other
right.
Yavs.
I prefer the way that this is doing it. I would rather you give me like a little thing to interact with in between all of these moments, because some of that stuff it's like I just want to get to the story portion. And the nice thing is during these little dispatch moments, you actually are getting little bits of character interaction and shipping back and forth, right, or chirping back and forth and all that stuff. So I do think that that's cool. Like, I'm down with that stuff. But yeah, it's been fun. I dig it. I'm excited to finish that up. But yeah, those are the main things I've been playing.
Okay, Alex, you want to go next since you got the book club?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we all played a game. Whoever goes last, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I beat Dispatch. We'll have a larger conversation about that come Game of the Year time.
Probably next week. Yeah.
I loved it. It was incredible. I was very excited. I can't wait to get more. I don't know if that's even a promise. I hope it is. Like, I want more, because it was just well written. Like, and I think it was the right length. If you were to play this all the way through, it's 4-ish, 5-ish hours. Like, it is the right length to do. I did 2 playthroughs, as you all know. Like, I was doing multiple, where I romanced different characters, did different choices. I was very happy with both. My favorite story of that game so far is that so many people were getting the bad ending that they had to come out with a statement, because people are like, there were, again, people using their community online are like, the ending is glitched. And they came out, they're like, no, it's not. You guys just are terrible people. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah,
and
you didn't make the right choices.
There were a lot of people were like, oh, if you don't send out certain characters enough and don't level them up, that's why. They're like, no. It's just like there's some choices you got to make and you don't. I don't know what to tell you. Like, don't suck.
Yeah.
I love that. I just love them clapping back. Like, it's not us, it's you, right?
You made the bad choices.
Yeah. So yeah, I did both those. That was great. Of course, I've done Rematch. I've done the game we're going to talk about. I'm trying to think of what else. Witcher 2 I've played. 2 other games. I've put in a decent bit of hours into Delta, so Metal Gear Solid Delta. Looks great, plays great. I told Christian earlier, like, if I had only ever experienced 3, and you were like, this is the best this game is ever going to get, I love it. Like, 3 was perfect. It did not need a remake. But the remake looks so freaking good.
Yeah.
It's very good. Like, it's very fun. I just beat the Pain, so we've done like the Ocelot fight. The Pain was second technically, I guess, and we're just moving along. So it's great. I will have that beat in a couple. I don't know, depending on how much time I have.
Within a week or 2. Yeah.
And then the other game, I did play some Ball Pit, and I am like the 4th level down.
Okay.
I think
you didn't drop it right away. It's a good sign. Yeah.
No, and I have like half the characters. The game itself is good. There is, I don't know if it's balanced the best at the beginning. Sure. So like, the first characters you get they do fine, but like, and you can tell you incrementally get better, right? So like
Correct.
on my third or fourth run, I was starting to get stuff that started to click in my first character.
Yeah.
And the second character were like, I finally beat the first level, right? Like the second guy did flames, the guy with the hat versus the knight, like the happy trigger or whatever. I like him a lot. And he's probably the highest level character right now. But like, then when you unlock other characters, like the duo or the one that like picks the level ups for you, which I absolutely love.
It's very fun.
I beat a bunch of them on my first run.
Yeah.
Like they're just they seem overly powered even at lower levels. No?
No, so this is what I'll tell you. This is the same thing. It happens in all these roguelikes, but it's the same thing as like Hades or anything else. Is you are finding your preferred playstyle, and then it's just you're making it work for you. Because the two characters that you just described that you were like, I smoked on my first try and it was great. I could never beat levels with them. I did not like them whatsoever.
Interesting.
Yeah. Whereas
okay.
the first guy, the knight character, I had leveled up to like level 20 basically because the bleeding that I would mix with all these other builds would just work for me and I would just smoke levels. So what you're going through is the intended progression thing. It's just you find what works for you and then you go through it.
Okay. This is cool. So yeah, I think it's really interesting. I like it. I'm trying to figure out where this is going because you start off with like the Tower of Babel, and then like it gets destroyed, and you're getting all these characters, but they're all aliens. So like, I don't know if that's alluding to something. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on. The gameplay I love. I think the loop, the crafting and gathering, is a terrible.
Most people do not like it.
Terrible.
From what I've been hearing,
implementation.
Doesn't like it. A lot of people podcast on here and they're like, I don't understand this. It's not that great. I'm like, I get it. It's fine. You spend like 12 to 20 seconds in there. You go back in the pit. It's not that big of a fucking deal.
No, it is though, because it's not.
I hate when you say that.
It's
not a big deal.
It is though, because like it's. Two things. You have to interact with it because you can't progress.
That's how you get new characters. That's how you upgrade your skills.
So, and it does only take a few seconds, but the problem is it doesn't work the way you want it to. You want me to like build out this area and like get it to look really cool and like, you know, I don't know, design it in a fun way and then interact with this. But instead, I find it so tedious. I clump everything together in the smallest block I can without expanding.
Yeah.
And just hit it a bunch of times. And then I'll get rid of shit. But that's not what you want to do. You want it to be this, like, let's clear out this cool area and, like, design your town and have fun and let people go.
Later,
but
you'll get more room and you get a shit ton of buildings to a point I have all the expanded areas and I have all the buildings. There's very little room for me to put these things, so I can design them however I want. I get more time,
but I know,
so my guys go all over the place. I don't miss a spot.
You're missing what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. I have more room, too. I have all four across the front. And I have a bunch of buildings. But what I'm saying is, it's not fun to design it the way I want to design it and, like, let people run around and hope it hits and move. That's not fun. So what I end up doing is purposely cramping things together in a Tetris style that only leaves a tunnel. So when I shoot people in it, it goes da-da-da-da-da-da and finishes off and go, cool, I'm done with this mechanic. Let me get back to the thing that is incredibly fun, right? And I think it's not bad. To me, it's not bad design because I think it's designed.
It's just not
for what they
design.
want it to do. Yeah. It's just not fun. So I think it was unnecessary. I think there's other things you could have done to make that part fun. Like, I like the designing of the town idea. I like the trophies I can get. But the way I go about collecting and building it is not fun. So
and I know you're like, it's not that big of a deal because it's only that short amount of time. But it is, because if I still have to interact with it every single time, and to be fair, there's a lot of people who feel that they don't think that's that good, then it is, like, it's not like, I'm not saying that the game is bad because it's in there, but it is like a criticism of the game that I think is fair to say.
Sure.
And you can't be like, well,
I'm not saying it's not fair. I'm just saying I don't feel that way.
No, that's not.
I know, I'm
that's
in the
fine
minority.
to say. What you're saying is you're like, no, I don't think that's a fair. It's because it's not that big of a deal. And then that you even doubled down earlier when Alex said you went, no, it's not that big of a fucking deal. That is what you said.
It's 'cause I don't think it's that big a deal. Me personally, I'm like, you get in there, you get it done. I've had plenty of good times with that, getting things done and unlocking buildings. It really wasn't like another thought to me, like, it's kind of not that great. Oh, it's not that fun. I never thought that. I'm like, okay, I went in there, got my buildings done. Sometimes it takes multiple times because of the way I built it. That's fine. I'm okay with that. My main thing is going down there and doing the ball pit thing.
Which proves that they could have found a better way to do it, right? Like,
Sure.
it could have been...
And I'm down with because I think that loop, that loop of like crafting things and doing things, like I'm down with. Like in Cult of the Lamb, they do that same thing, and I 100% of that game. And I love coming back, doing an Animal Crossing, like doing the Animal Crossing style village thing, and like building all of these things and doing these upgrades, doing that, and then going out and doing your runs, and then coming back and doing that, and then flipping it back and forth. I think is incredibly satisfying. I just think that the way that they did, and they make it obsolete by the end, because when you as you progress through the levels and you start to do your multiple runs through them, like to get the clears to be able to get like the true ending or whatever, by the time I would, like, there would be multiple levels where I would come out with so much wood, gold, and stone because I would be fully leveled up at the build that I wanted to get at the end of that level, that when you don't have anything else to level up in this game and you don't have anything else to do, the game just lets you choose between gold, stone, and wood, and it's just like, hey, we'll just give you a bunch, right?
That's why at the end of some of those runs, it is just like little green orbs and then stone and gold and shit around the ground, because like everything else is
but
leveled.
your
and
upgrades as well. Like
what,
you'll run out of options for like upgrading and fusions and stuff, to where like they're like, hey, we don't have anything left for you to level up or fuse, so just choose one of these three materials.
Gotcha.
Here's 300 gold, or here's 50 stone, or
I've
here's
run into
whatever.
that a couple times. Okay, that makes sense.
And so once you get to that point, though, it's like I was getting most of my resources just from doing those levels over and over again. And so I would just...
Yeah. Like,
and so all I would do is I was like, what Alex would talk about is I would like put everything in the very front of this, anything that I wanted to build, I would slam in the front, and then it would just go, and I would be like, cool, sweet, it's done. And then I would move them away when they're fully upgraded and finished, and I would shove them into a corner so that they could be out of the way. And then anything that still had upgrades or needed to be built, I would just shove right in front and just do it and go. But to Alice, that is, I know for a fact that is not, I mean, not for a fact, but I'm pretty sure that that's not what they intended for that mode, and that they wanted it to be this, like, village thing to do, but it's not, like, it doesn't, there's even, like, even mechanically, like, there's things like when you try to, like, if you're trying to angle where you want your villagers to go so that they can start bouncing off against things, it will show you that it's going to reflect a certain way, even though it won't. Like, if you aim at a wheat field, it'll pull the thing back and be like, okay, you're going to bounce to the right. But it's like, but I won't. I'm going to go right through it, and then I'll hit whatever's behind there. So I can't even plan it well to be able to know where I'm going to go 100, and I have to kind of guess and be like, okay, well, I know I'm going to go through this wheat field and go through this stone or go through these trees. So I need to, like, hope that when I get through there that I'm still hitting the right angle to be able to go this way or whatever. And so it just becomes, it's like, okay, well, I don't want to do that math, and it doesn't give me a good way to see that. So I'm just going to block the entrance and put all of my unfinished buildings in front of that and just have it angled just slightly to the right or slightly to the left so that I do an angle as I go across and build all these multiple things.
Yeah. The game is very good. I'm going to continue to play it. I like it a lot. I wish there were other ways. Like, I can't figure out how to get buildings and people. I feel like it's random that they drop, that I get, like,
no,
new characters
it's
or
not
new
random.
buildings.
It's just every level has a set of blueprints that will drop from it. And so you just have to run that levels.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But
it.
you have to run it, but it's not like once through the level. You have to like run it and run it and run it.
Correct, and you have to unlock
You
those
do,
blueprints
yes, but
more than once. Yeah.
But again, like Preston was talking about this, I think 2 weeks ago or last week maybe. But to get the true ending anyway, to get through it, you have to have a bunch of different characters run through.
Well, you need 8 characters to
all
finish
of
the
the
last
levels.
level.
Yeah.
Sure.
So,
But if you want all the blueprints
So-
to get the characters, you need to be able to unlock the blueprints. And every level will say 2 blueprints left, 5 blueprints left. You
Right.
don't know what those blueprints
Yeah.
are, but they could be characters. They could be just other buildings. They could be stat
Right.
boosts. Yeah.
which is
But-
fine. I would prefer it being more upfront to just be like, hey, it takes a fuck ton of resources, but we have this resource mini game when you come back and you can earn them. Just buy it. Like I don't need the like hidden like congratulations you killed something and like here's a blueprint. It's like okay, just let me.
They
Let
could have
me
just done
buy it.
coin.
Like,
They could have
right?
just done a currency rather than
the
whole-
blueprint thing didn't bother me because I got them all naturally by playing through all the levels with
Same.
the 8 characters
Yeah.
that I needed to get through. So by the end of it, there wasn't anything left to unlock. It happens
They
naturally.
were building
by playing
blueprints I
each
still
level
needed,
8
but
times.
the characters, I'm pretty sure I got almost all of them when I went through all through the whole game.
Yeah.
So I think they might prioritize characters first.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's good.
Fun
It's you know, sometimes you have great runs where everything hits, and other times you get level ups where it's like your balls are going to go through the enemy so they hit the,
The
back
roguelike
wall, and then you
experience.
just get
Just
and then you just
sitting
get
there while
fucked.
it's all coming at you.
And they're just
Yeah,
back.
yeah. You're like,
And
"Cool,
you're-
let's sit
the
here."
boss is just like the boss is crawling at me, and I have little like baby balls just go big, big, big.
I
Because
know.
everything else just going in the back is like, wow, I'd really like to like kill you, but I guess I'll go die now. So it's fun. There's fun.
It's like
So, yeah.
in a Hades run. It's like in a Hades run where the only god you get is Poseidon over and over again. You go, okay, yeah, well, this run's a wash.
I actually liked Poseidon a lot in Hades. His wave pushback and other stuff.
Ugh.
Yeah, I like.
I could never find anything. I hate any time that I would use the change currency to change it to a different god just to be like, yep, I don't even want to look at whatever you. I hate your stuff.
That's funny. All right, but yeah, so that's what I played.
Okay.
So good. I'll plug away there, and then of course we all played a game together. So
Yeah, we can talk about that. But yeah, I also finished Dispatch, loved it. We've talked about it plenty the past couple episodes. Once Christian finishes it, we'll probably do a spoiler cast at the end of that episode. And then I have been playing a lot more of Jedi Fallen Order. Preston has decided that he's going to switch over to PlayStation 5. Because I was noticing a lot of like stuttering and stuff, just like playing through the game, and I could drop that stuttering if I drop the quality down. I'm like, if I'm playing on a PC, I don't want to drop the quality down. If I'm going to drop the quality down, I might as well play it on a different console. So, and I've noticed that my fan was taking off every time I play the game about 15 minutes in, and I could not get that to not come through the mic. So I have to like do audio mixing weird, and my voice sounds a little distorted. It's just not the greatest recording, so... I'm like, okay, well, I know I have it on PlayStation 5, so let's just go ahead and boot it up. I've never played the PlayStation 5 version. Well, I thought I didn't. So I booted it up. It says load game. I'm like, okay, how far are we in? It's like, you're just now finishing Zepho. You're about to go to Kashyyyk. I'm like, sweet. That was just before the last episode I did. So I got 4 hours already in the bank. We're just going to go ahead and load that up. And I'm just going to go through Kashyyyk.
Nice.
And so I'm just doing that. So I didn't have to play the whole entire game again. Well, the first 4 hours or whatever. I got past all that. So that was very nice to see there. So... excited to get on that. We'll be playing that with PS5 next time, and you will not be hearing a giant ass fan going through my my microphone, so that'll be nice. Other than that, I didn't really play too much other than the other last game that we played, which is we all fucked around with Arc Raiders. So I'm gonna let you guys talk about this a little bit more. I'm not the biggest extraction shooter guy, but I love playing games with my friends, and it was a lot of fun. I like the design that they're using, like the retro futuristic look.
Like NASA Punk is what I've seen people call, which I
NASA
agree
Punk.
with.
I like the look of it. The enemies are a lot of fun, and I like the fact that it's a lot more PvE. Now we do get PvP stuff here and there, and we get our shit pushed in. But there was that one time.
We held our own.
Two.
Actually, twice. We
There was
died
2
once.
fights we got in that we won.
Yeah, we actually won more than we lost.
Did we? I thought we died twice at the.
We died
No,
to robots.
there was so the first
We died
one.
to robots one time.
So the first one, this one was hilarious. The first one that we fought, that was a person, was some guy who did interact with us. He was like, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" We're like, "Yo, we're here. We're just trying to walk." And what happened was I don't know that you saw it, Preston, but you started inching up and getting too close. And so the guy was like, "Yeah, fuck this." And so he shot. And so then Alex and I were sitting on the sides while you were walking up, and we just smoked this dude and dropped him. And we were like, all right, well, that's it. And so we were like looking for his friends, whatever. We killed him. That's fine. We keep moving. And then I think we extracted shortly after that, and we were good to go. The second one was another group of 3 that was against our group of 3. And they were not interested in speaking.
With better gear than us, too.
Yeah, way better gear than us. And Preston and I both were trying, like, yo, we're not trying, like, stop, don't do it. And they were like, yeah, fuck you. So they just went in, and they tried coming in. And we actually, I told Alex, I think I loved how this played out. Like, it was, I think, exactly the kind of moment the developers are trying to hope for with this game. Which is, they're coming in, and they're trying to breach both sides of the door and try to like get at us, and we're in this room, right? And how we ended up doing it was I was covering the left door, Alex was covering the right, and Preston is in the middle, basically like spot shooting between both of these. And we did it. We smoked all 3 of them and we beat the team, and none of us went down. We kept going, and it was great. And we
could see them through the window, so we knew where they were moving to. I don't think they could see us through the window, which is pretty dope. Yeah. Yeah,
and so it was this thing where, like, we, all 3 of us very quickly, like, tried to lock, like, got very tactical. We're like, yo, someone's coming from this way, or look at this, or I'm throwing a grenade out here, or, you know, be careful with this, or, you know, like, all sorts of stuff. And it ended up, we won, and we got all of their gear, and then we left, and it was awesome. It was so good. We had a great time with it, and then the team that we did come and get across was... we were running away from some robots we were trying to extract. A team was sitting there. We tried to say that we were peaceful. They didn't care. And the robots and them, we got pincered between them, and they died. But then guess what? It was also okay because the robots killed them before they could extract as well. So I felt good about that.
I think if we would not have accidentally alerted the drones, we would not have drawn so much attention. So we probably could have either snuck up and let them go before we went, or we could have handled that different. So I think if we would have gotten luckier, it would have been a different situation.
Yeah.
But I thought it was fun. Like,
by the way,
I enjoyed that.
Alex, you can start the evacuation while downed. I saw a video of someone like that. They're just kind of crawling to it, and it crawls up the computer, and he presses the button. You can still do it while down. So as long as you're not down, you can crawl into the evacuation and just press that fucking button. Damn. So it's still possible.
Okay.
So I saw that. I'm like, let's go in, because we were both. I think me and somebody else. I think it was Alex that was on the thing, but the doors have already closed. But it's like,
but Preston and I were dead
that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun.
Nice.
I'll play with my homies.
Yeah, that was great. But it was a good time. I dig the art style. I think the aesthetic is cool, and yeah, I'm excited to play more with you guys because I want to see some of the other maps and everything like that. But yeah, I had a fun time. I think that this would replace the thing that we've been missing since Fall Guys, which is a game that we can all just hop on and mess around with and
goofy
play.
Antics, yeah.
Yeah, but it's perpetual, right? So there'll be random new things added, new things for us to check out.
We found someone's drop. Someone apparently you can call hey, I want like a drop in, but you don't get to drop it in like right where you want it. So we ran into one of their like caches, and we just raided all of it and tried to get the fuck out. I think that's when we died at that evacuation site.
We did that twice. The first time we got all these, and I was like, "You guys, let's just fucking leave." And so we ran and we left. The second time was when we got one of those. We got all of our quest items. We did what we needed to do, and then we were like, "Okay, cool, let's leave." And then we went and we tried to go to a different extraction spot that we had never been to before, and we paid for that.
One of them was closed. We thought we were going to one of them, and it's like, "Oh, this one's already shut." I'm like, "Fuck!" So we run to the other one, and those guys were just waiting for us.
We also, that was early on too, so like Christian and I had sniper rifles and probably not enough ammo for that. Like I had run out of ammo when we ran into all the robots, and it was not good. Yeah,
it was fun.
But it's very fun. I dig it, and it'll be fun to play some more. But yeah, it was cool.
Yeah. And I did find out where those AI voices are going into play. They're using the AI voices for the ping system, so that way when they add a new item, they don't have to bring in the actors to do a voice lines just for like a new spool of wire or some shit. They can just have the AI voices do that, and I'm fine with that. The fact that they signed a contract saying that they're okay using the voices like that does not bother me at all. I don't hate all AI, so
yeah. I still think it's weird. I wish you wouldn't have done it. But
I wish they wouldn't have done it either, but it's whatever.
Cool. All right, is that it?
That's it. That's my week. I didn't do a shit this week. Playing a lot of Jedi.
Cool.
Fallen Order.
Well, like I said, we are back later this week with our new episode of Video Game Book Club, where we're doing Enslaved: Odyssey to the West. So join us for that. We'll dive into it. And yeah, thanks for hanging out with us, everybody. Don't forget to check out Preston over the weekend as we're doing Star Wars Sundays. And with that, Preston, you know what to do.
Hit it.
Thank you for listening to another episode of The Testing Room. To catch up on past episodes or to check out the newest ones when they drop, follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcast. If watching is more your thing, check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/@thetestingroom, or watch us live on twitch.tv/testingroomlive. To leave comments or ask questions, you can follow us on Instagram @testingroompod, leave a comment on YouTube, or send them in to testingroompod@gmail.com. See you next time.